Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Live with Bliss. Another hump day. Here we are. Today we're talking about individual development plans, actually individual business development plans to be more specific. And for those of you who don't know, there is actually a difference. The IDP or individual development plan is one that is generally facilitated by the human resources department of a company or a firm. And in these plans, their focus is primarily on employee actions for their career development. And in some cases, there is overlap with the business development side with the goals of revenue and firm production and things like that included in the IDP. But outside of HR, for the business development function itself, I strongly recommend that you have your own plan individually and aside from what the firm's efforts are. Sometimes firms have these programs put together and they already do this pretty well, and that's great. They might have a form for you to fill out, but let's take a look at this fresh. 2021 is really, really close. We're all struggling with the COVID realities. Look at my hair. I'm not even kidding. And so there are some things that with the business development plan individually are super important. Good morning, Mariana. It's really nice to see you or see your comment. Anyway, there are some challenges when it comes to business development plans individually at a firm. I think every professional should have one of these. And oh, thanks for that. Hi, Rachel. Basically, the similarities are between goals, action items, measurements for success. The structure of the plan is very similar from the HR side and business development. So once you understand your goals and your measurement for success and your action items, you feel like, okay, it's all set. Let's go on my way. But this is a really challenging time. And it is time to look at everything fresh and new and consider that all of your action items are going to be different than they probably ever were before. So what did you do before? For most firms that I've ever worked with, the answer is nada, nothing. They didn't have a plan. Even if they had a firm-wide plan, there weren't individual plans. Even if they had individual development plans for HR, there were not individual business development plans that included those actions specific to generating business, person by person, in accordance with the overall firm-wide plan. So if your answer is nada, welcome, glad you're here. This is a good place to start. There are some things you're going to have to consider. There are going to be some challenges along the way. So some of those challenges mean that you might not, for example, have all of the information that you need. Why? So one of the reasons could be that you're not a partner. If you're a partner, you probably have all of the information you need. Even if you're a partner, you might not, because there's just a tremendous amount of data collected at a law firm and it may not be all together. Morning, Leah. Buenos dias, Evangelina. So the lack of information can really hamper your ability to draft and succeed with a business development plan individually. But once you have more transparency, and again, I strongly recommend that the law firms share this information with all of the professionals at the firm as much as possible, with as much transparency as is prudent and available. So once you have this information, there may be some other obstacles for your individual business development plan. Those other obstacles might also be the policies of the firm, maybe something related to communications or social media that prevent you from really going all out with everything that you want to do. Or maybe you have these ideas that the firm is not in line with, or the firm is not ready for. They want to slow you down or they want to speed you up, and maybe things just don't work out. Regardless of those challenges and those obstacles, it is still super important to go ahead and draft your plan. Now, a lot of the attorneys that I've worked with, actually, I think all of them I've ever worked with who have done these individual business development exercises with me, if they've had them before, usually they just fill it out. They just take their form and just fill it out kind of like, oh, I've done this before a million times. I'm just going to guess. And, oh, I guess 5% more seems good. And, oh, I want to bring in 3 new clients a month. And, oh, I'm going to go to my action items. What are my action items? Oh, I'm going to draft an article this year, and I'm going to go to 3 conferences and have 1 speaking engagement. That is great. That is excellent. What a wonderful place to start. It can be so much better, though. You need to do some research for this. You need to look at your market, and this is so much more important than maybe it has ever been in your career because so much has changed. You need to look at your market. You need to look at where your clients are coming from. You need to understand data. You need to take a look at what action items are available to you now because those conferences have all changed. And I'm telling you, even for 2021, I'm already seeing basically all the first quarter conferences go virtual. And these others that are more ambitious, they say that they're going to be live. Do you really want to risk it yet? We don't know. That's the short answer. But we've only got a few short months left to really get the 2021 plan under our belts and to figure out what those action items look like in our new reality. So what do they look like? Your action items this year need to really include a stronger emphasis on digital first. So when you start to think about digital first, what does that look like? It may involve legal technology. Maybe that's education or acquisition of legal technology. It may include participating in more online events than you really, really want to because you don't and you're overwhelmed and you've got that Zoom fatigue like we all do. So you're probably sick and tired of watching me every week, but I'm so glad you're here. And then you've got to consider, where is your social media? Where are you writing? Are you doing blog posts? Are you doing articles? What they should look like, what the length of them is, and have all of these things that you would include in a firm-wide business development plan at a level for you individually. So maybe the firm has to focus on particular practice areas or particular target markets. You need to take that down to what you're focused on and consider the action items as they relate to your own individual practice and where you want to go with it. Do you want to take off into a new area? What is the way that you get credibility in a practice space that you haven't been in before? You write about it. You write about it consistently and you get published or you publish for yourself, but you have these things organized in a handy content development plan that's part of your actions in your overall business development plan. Who has the time, right? Nobody has time to do this. So you could also outsource it to someone like me. I can do the research for you, or someone like me could do the research so that you already have it, put together your plan, and then all you have to do is execute. Sounds simple, right? Maybe you need help executing too. That's understandable. Now, say you're on board, you're ready for your business development plan. One of the first things you really need to do is understand the resources in your own firm and what you have available to you. Nowadays, every single firm truly should have a CRM, a client resource management platform, some sort of software. Please tell me it's no longer in an Excel spreadsheet and it's actually functional for you. You, if you've got this available, can incorporate some of the aspects of this software into your business development plan and what you're doing, whether that's learning how to use it, whether that's best practices, whether that's recording all of your information, but developing a system that works. And this is for your pipeline, for your business development when it comes to actually getting clients, keeping track of them, keeping your communication up to par. So you've got all of these marketing activities that you're doing that are part of your action items. You've got your communications, you've got your articles, you've got your blog posts or your social media. But when it comes to interacting with new clients, engaging with people on a one-to-one level or companies directly, the CRM is going to be absolutely critical, even in your business development. And you need to think about that as part of your plan. It shouldn't just be, oh, we have this out there and when I get to it, I'll get to it. I know it's out there and I need to do it. Set yourself some deadlines in what I like to call an action calendar. I put together an action calendar for a firm. I would also put together an action calendar for an individual that says, okay, I'm going to do this today. I've scheduled the time on my calendar so no one can come in and take that time and set a meeting or a Zoom call because that time is dedicated to my own business development success. This is so important. So what are some of the things that you're going to do with this pipeline and communicating with people? Well, you have to understand who you're going after. So you're going to spend some time targeting. Once you've got your target under control and you know where you're headed and who you're reaching out, you've got to figure out how. So that's the next step. There's some research involved in that. And then you track that information in your CRM and you set tasks and reminders so that you can keep up with it. And you've got a little pipeline going. You see, okay, these people I've already contacted. I know who they are. I know what they need. These people I'm going to follow up with. I'm going to send them an email, or I'm going to send them my latest blog post, or I'm going to engage with them on social media. These people I haven't reached out to yet. This month I need to reach out to 20 new people. These are the people I need to reach out to. I know who they are because I've done my research. And then by the end of the month, you can check your success every month. Have you completed all of the tasks that you set out for yourself? Have you learned what you needed to learn? Have you seen any sort of uptick? Do you need to make any changes? We constantly have to review for that. So here it is. If your firm doesn't offer you the business development plan individually as part of its overall program, take the initiative, do it for yourself. Make sure you structure it just like you would a regular individual development plan, but considering the business activities involved. So set your goals, understand your actions, plan your actions, schedule them, make sure you set time to measure what those actions are accomplishing and toward your goals, and make adjustments as necessary. It sounds super easy, right? It does sound easy. Anyone can do it. Or you can have my help. I'm happy to help. Now, those challenges that are back there, the controversy with the firm, maybe you don't have all of the information. These are things that you can work on over time, especially in connection with that HR aspect of it, who they're going to be focused on those IDPs, those individual development plans. Now, if you're working toward your career goals at the same time and you can marry the two plans, that's actually usually seen as something quite positive by the firm. If you come to them and say, okay, I've got these ideas for my business development, you might need to get approvals. Maybe you need to go to different departments at your firm and understand what people are doing to see where you fit in and where you can get the information that you need to make it more complete, a holistic plan, if you will. This is what you've got to do. Now, easier said than done. Yeah, that's true. It's definitely easier said than done. I think one of the other biggest things that stop people from doing this, well, one is time and time management. So if you've got a time management issue, scheduling it is super, super important. That getting it on the calendar, where I know my circle, we were just talking about scheduling time for ourselves, where I'm scheduling this block of time to actually plan my life and have alone time and not have anyone bother me. This is kind of similar, where you have to schedule that time for your business development efforts. Then on top of it, research takes time, but research also requires tools. It also requires knowledge. It also requires an effort that maybe you don't have all of the equipment you need to get it done. So those challenges are real. I get it. And maybe those will stop you from reaching all of your goals as quickly as you want to. So maybe some realism has to come into that. Goal setting shouldn't just be a guess either. So that research really needs to take place before you do your business development plan. And then when you're doing that measurement set and you're going back and reviewing it to make adjustments, you're going to be doing more research. So where do you start with that? How do you know? Well, you start with those internal resources. You start with that CRM if your firm has one. You need to understand who the firm is already representing, what actions the firm is already taking, where you fit into those as well, and then put them down onto the level that you need to do these things individually. So I hope that this helps kind of centralize it for you and bring it in. If you want just a quick recap, do your research, set your goals, plan your actions, measure, and make adjustments as necessary. And if anyone wants any help with that, you know where to find me. Send an email to solutions@firmforward.com or engage with me on social media. I'm always around and would love to be a part of that for you or for your firm and part of the broader program. Love it. Everyone have a great rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you on the next hump day for Live with Bliss. Take care.